we are going to start sharing Susan's screen in a minute, but I just wanted to introduce Susan Campbell. So if any of you are keen kitchen gardeners and specifically come from the UK, I'm sure you will know Susan. She has been a great heroine of mine since her first book, and I've been following her walled kitchen garden network, which she set up a few years ago, since I started my walled garden restoration. And that first slide that you've just seen come up is what faced me when I arrived at Attingham Kitchen Garden in 2009. And that is what Train Fruit isn't. That is 400 meters of brick wall with no fruit on it at all. And it just really came home to me how if you have a walled garden without any wall fruit, you're talking about a house without windows and certainly a house without pictures on the wall. The wall becomes a barrier, not a marvelous resource, which hopefully today's speakers will really tell you how you can exploit those amazing resources. So thankfully, there was the likes of Susan Campbell there to help me. And this, I think, she can correct me if I'm wrong, is her first book on walled kitchen gardens, which came out in 1983. And has a wonderful picture of, I suspect it's a trained peach or apricot. I'm not quite sure from the foliage, but it looks a beautiful tree. And that was a huge inspiration to me to start getting those peaches and apricots and nectarines back on to that south-facing wall, which we did, thankfully, quite quickly. And just to show you that Susan isn't just, but she's, as well as a brilliant historian, researcher, writer, she's a fantastic illustrator. And I wanted to share with you this lovely image that she created as part of one of her books, but also as a wall print. And that sits behind me on my office wall and shows, even though it's her own image, some of the inspiring images that you can find in historic documents, which I think she is about to share with us.